Right now, crews are investigating a fire at Camp Randall Stadium that left one person seriously injured. And we're learning new information about the suspect in the New York subway shooting as a manhunt continues. This is News 3 Now at noon. And new at noon, one person was seriously injured after a fire at Camp Randall Stadium. Crews were called to the stadium just after 8 o'clock this morning, but the fire was out by the time they arrived. One person with serious injuries was treated at the scene before being taken to the hospital. It's unclear what caused the fire. Investigators say there was no structural damage to the stadium. Madison police have arrested two men in connection with a homicide from last November. 33-year-old Justin Barrage and 32-year-old Shabri Link are both facing charges. The incident happened November 17th near East Washington and Aberg. 24-year-old Eric Ranson was killed. Police say Barrage was taken into custody yesterday. Online records show that he was booked into the Dane County Jail on a tentative charge of first-degree intentional homicide. They say Link was arrested Monday in Chicago. Another deadly shooting suspect has been arrested for a homicide on Madison's east side last September. The police department says 19-year-old Jeremiah Kane was arrested in Chicago on March 22nd. He's charged with first-degree intentional homicide in the shooting that left 20-year-old Nicholas Cook dead. Online records show Kane remains in the Cook County Jail as of Tuesday. He's set to appear in court later today. The same storm system that we experienced here in southern Wisconsin produced at least 8 tornadoes yesterday in the Midwest, mostly in Iowa and Texas. Among them, this tornado was caught on camera near Palmer, Iowa. There are no reports of injuries from that twister, but about 24 people were hurt in Bell County, Texas, with many having to be hospitalized. An alert day still in place here in southern Wisconsin. Julian Seawright tells us what to expect for the rest of the afternoon. Julian.
Well, at least to kick off our afternoon, we're going to be looking at pretty dry conditions for right now as we're starting off. But as we get into the later part of the day, another round of some showers or even some thunderstorms are going to be expected for us. And as you saw on the radar, not a whole lot in terms of activity, and we've even been downgraded for southeastern Wisconsin into a marginal risk. That's a level 1 out of 5 for severe storms throughout the rest of today. So that just goes to show you that the threat for severe storms has decreased as we continue throughout the rest of this afternoon. But that doesn't mean that we won't see any, but the severity of them might not be there. As we take a look outside, we can see cloud cover is continuing to blanket us as we get into the rest of today. And that's what's really just caused in the lesser of instability. So we don't have a lot of convective strength to bring in or produce storms for us. Even though it's 66 degrees here in Madison, we're really starting to see temperatures around the southeastern corridor into those lower 70s and even 66 degrees for many of us as we kick off the rest of this afternoon. One thing, though, is that it definitely feels humid outside. It's a bad hair day if you're going to be heading outside. As of right now, we're looking at dew points into the middle and upper 50s for us. But we have more news on what else to expect for the rest of this afternoon for that extra round of some storms on the way, Mark.
All right, let's see in a few minutes. Julian, thank you. The search continues for the suspect in the New York subway shooting. Police now know who they're looking for. Bradley Blackburn has the latest.
Authorities in New York City released new images of Frank James, the man they're searching for in connection to Tuesday's subway shooting in Brooklyn. Officials say the 62-year-old set off a smoke canister inside a subway car headed toward Manhattan, then fired at least 33 shots, hitting 10 people.
At this time, we still do not know the suspect's motivation.
Authorities are combing through James' social media videos and believe he rented this U-Haul truck located after its keys were discovered at the crime scene. Investigators also recovered a tote bag that included a hatchet, 2 gas canisters, and a 9mm handgun that apparently jammed during the attack.
Women are screaming, people are screaming, someone's saying something about guns, people are like covered in blood as they're running towards us.
Brooklyn commuters are again using this subway station where the attack happened, but many are wondering why its surveillance cameras were not working at the time.
I think that in the one location by the turnstile, there was apparently a server problem, which they had been working on the day before.
MTA CEO Jano Lieber addressed the security camera issues on CBS Mornings.
We have 600 cameras on this one line, so the cops have been looking overnight at all of the stations, where he got on, where he might have gotten off.
As the manhunt continues, New York Mayor Eric Adams says the city will now double the number of police on patrol in the subways to help commuters feel safe. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News, New York.
And authorities are offering a $50,000 reward for information leading to James' arrest. Right now, Ukrainian forces are preparing for a new offensive as Russian troops amp up their attack in the east. The mayor of the southern port city of Mariupol says 100,000 people are still awaiting evacuation, with Russian forces surrounding it. Meanwhile, the U.S., Ukraine, and Western allies are investigating reports that Russia used chemical weapons in the devastated city.
That includes tear gas mixed with chemical agents that would cause stronger symptoms as part of the effort to weaken and incapacitate entrenched Ukrainian fighters and even civilians as part of its campaign to take Mariupol.
The U.S. defense official says President Biden is also planning to send an additional $750 million in military aid to Ukraine. The CDC has extended the travel mask mandate to May 3rd. That means masks will still be required in airports, planes, and Madison buses for another 2 weeks. The mandate was set to expire Monday, but it was extended since COVID cases are rising in some parts of the country. Our Call for Action volunteers are in the building taking your consumer complaints and taking action on your behalf. Volunteers are here every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Give them a call at the number on your screen, 608-278-2833. You can call for action anytime online. Submit a claim at channel3000.com/call-for-action. And there's more to come on News 3 Now at noon.
Another record reading on inflation, and 'tis the season for tasty holiday treats. I'm Diane King Hall at the CBS Broadcast Center. I'll have those stories and more in your CBS Money Watch report.
You're watching News 3 Now at noon.
Are you worried about getting in and out of your bathtub to shower? Don't step over, step through with Wisconsin walk-in showers. Let us custom fit your tub to be a walk-in shower without any remodeling. Our bathtub conversions take a few hours to complete. Call before you fall. Wisconsin walk-in showers.
In this market, you'll find Fisher Investments is different than other money managers.
Different how? Aren't we all just looking for the hottest stocks?
Nope. We use diversified strategies to position our clients' portfolios for their long-term goals.
But you still sell investments that generate high commissions for you, right?
No, we don't sell commission products. We're a fiduciary, obligated to act in our clients' best interest.
So when do you make more money? Only when your clients make more money?
Yep, we do better when our clients do better. At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different.
Nothing beats a great night's sleep on a new Tempur-Pedic from Steinhoffels. The Tempur-Breeze uses next-generation cooling technology, allowing you to sleep up to 8 degrees cooler all night long. Right now, get $300 in Steinhoffels cash when you upgrade to the Tempur Ergo Smart Base. It automatically adjusts to snoring while you sleep. Plus, with Steinhoffels special financing and free delivery, buying a new Tempur-Pedic has never been easier. Relax, it's Steinhoffels.
It takes attention to detail. With your local Bryant dealer, you're getting more than just a technician. You're getting someone who pays attention to your needs and the little things that make a big difference. It takes a dealer you can rely on. And to keep your family cool this summer,
let me show you how this works.
It takes Bryant.
Bryant, whatever it takes.
In Madison, contact Heating and Cooling Incorporated to maximize your comfort and energy savings whatever the season.
Habitat for Humanity of Dane County continues to help hardworking families attain homeownership. By providing financial coaching, homeowners can manage their mortgage and other finances while building stability for their family. Strengthen our community. Support Habitat Dane County.
People said we couldn't run a successful business using progressive values, but that's exactly what we did. That's how we built the Bucks Arena. We made sure our minority and women-owned businesses were able to grow with it, paying good wages, using materials made in Wisconsin, all done in an environmentally sustainable way. That's the type of thinking we need in the U.S. Senate. We're not going to just talk about issues. I'm going to go to Washington and deliver. I'm Alex Lasry, and I approve this message.
Are you worried about getting in and out of your bathtub to shower? Don't step over, step through with Wisconsin walk-in showers. Let us custom fit your tub to be a walk-in shower without any remodeling. Our bathtub conversions take a few hours to complete. Call before you fall. Wisconsin walk-in showers.
Inflation has hit a new record. According to the Commerce Department, the producer price index shot up 11.2% on an annual basis in March. The rising cost of fuel sent prices higher. Keep in mind, PPI measures prices before they reach the consumer. Earnings season kicks off today with some heavy hitters in focus. Delta Airlines is the first major carrier to report, and it logged a loss of $784 million, due in part to soaring fuel costs. The carrier says it expects to swing back into the black this quarter as travel demand increases. In the banking sector, JPMorgan Chase is out with its quarterly report card. The nation's biggest bank says profits slid 42% to $8.28 billion. CEO Jamie Dimon cited inflation, supply chain problems, and Russia's invasion of Ukraine for denting its bottom line. And it's Easter sweets over trick-or-treat. According to a recent Instacart survey, 65% of Americans say Easter has the best holiday candy lineup, and more than half prefer it over Halloween. Cadbury Easter eggs topped the Easter basket treat wish list, followed by Reese's peanut butter eggs and Starburst jelly beans. As for the controversial Peeps, they were among the least favorite candy for this season. And that's your CBS Money Watch report. For more, head to CBSMoneyWatch.com. At the CBS Broadcast Center, I'm Diane King Hall.
Thanks, Diane. Let's check Wall Street at the noon hour. The Dow Industrials up 221 points. The NASDAQ up 234. The S&P 500 up 34.5. We're taking a look back now at the career of comedian and actor Gilbert Gottfried, who passed away yesterday. Jamie Wax has more.
That unmistakable voice.
I was told I could come up here, it's live, I could say anything I want, and when was that ever a problem?
Recognizable even as an animated parrot in Disney's Aladdin.
Yes, almighty evil one.
The voice and Gilbert Gottfried's unusual energy catapulted him into fame in the 80s and 90s, landing memorable roles in movies like Beverly Hills Cop 2 and the Problem Child franchise.
Your dad is a moron!
His sense of humor was notoriously raunchy, gleefully pushing the boundaries of good taste.
Affleck!
He was famously let go as the voice of the Affleck duck for pushing the boundaries too far for some, after he joked on Twitter about the 2011 tsunami that struck Japan.
Do you regret that at all, or are you proud of that?
I can't regret making a joke. It's like I kind of feel like, well, that's what I do, isn't it?
The controversy didn't stop him. He kept going as an early adopter of podcasting and a masterful presence at numerous celebrity roasts.
Comedy and tragedy are roommates. And wherever a tragedy is, comedy's right behind its shoulder, sticking its tongue out and making faces.
His passing brings to our minds and our hearts both of those roommates.
Jamie Wax reporting Gottfried was just 67 years old. Well, next at noon, Pam Yankee has your latest ag numbers, and we take a closer look at how virtual reality is helping healthcare workers reduce stress. Plus, an alert day continues this afternoon. Julian has the details after the break.
Menards has what you need to create your ideal yard. Check out Menards' great selection of Turf Champ grass seed. It's great for overseeding or seeding new lawns. Grab a 3-pound bag for $8.99 after 11% rebate. Maintain your yard with our great selection of Works outdoor power tools. Clear unwanted branches with his 20-volt 10-inch chainsaw with a 12-foot reach. Get 11% off all Works outdoor power tools at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
There are so many things we take for granted, and along with them, sometimes we take the people who depend on them for granted too. How can they survive with record increases in their basic cost of living? And through no fault of their own, they're being left behind. If you or someone you know needs a hand up, our energy, water, and emergency rental assistance providers are working together to keep you safely in your home. You may not ask for it, but we're here to help.
You're injured, you need your money and your life back. You need it now. Don't play games with the insurance company.
Get the legal representation you may deserve.
This is your future on the line. Tell them. You mean business.
I called Hupy and Abraham.
They can tell you what your case may really be worth, and there's a good chance it's worth more money than you've been told. It can make all the difference in your future.
They got me almost $2 million.
Call 800-800-5678. Hupy and Abraham. right now.
In the military, we call it dereliction of duty. Ron Johnson is supposed to serve Wisconsin. Instead, he served himself. An investigation found Ron Johnson pushed through a special tax loophole that benefited his own family's business. Then he cashed out of the company for $5 million. Ron Johnson has doubled his wealth since taking office. That's a dereliction of duty. Tell Ron Johnson to stop passing tax laws that benefit himself.
Tomorrow is opening day, and we've got the 411 from the 414.
Josh and I will be live at AmFam Field, the preview of the Brewers season, game day promotions, and more.
And hold on to your hats and breaking down the wind gusts tomorrow morning from 4:30 to 7.
A young woman faced with a lifetime of challenges.
You hear your whole life about the limitations, but you never hear about the exceptions.
See how drive, skill, and love for the sport have helped this cheerleader overcome her obstacles to become a champion. Thursday at 6.
The Farm Report is sponsored by Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
Let's check in now with Pam Yankee from the Midwest Farm Report on this Wednesday. How are you?
I'm hanging on to it. I think tomorrow it could slip through my fingers from the weather forecast that I'm seeing, but we'll wait for others to talk about that. Boy, I'll tell you, the weather kept a lot of people from doing a lot outside over the past couple of days, and that helped with the listening session that went on yesterday, focused in on potential changes to the Farm and Industry Short Course. More than 120 interested parties jumped online and basically sat through the entire conversation. I talked with Jennifer Blazik, the director of the Farm and Industry Short Course, immediately following that listening session and asked her, what'd you hear? She said she heard a lot of emotion, a lot of people that are very strongly supporting the Farm and Industry Short Course. She said she wants to make sure people understand it is not going away. It's over 140 years old, so like agriculture, it is going to change, but it's not going away. At issue here is pivoting from a for-credit educational platform to a non-credit platform, and really a bigger issue is trying to accommodate students that want to have a residential experience on campus, get to know one another, get to know their professors. There right now doesn't seem to be a lot of available space for that. So they'll be dealing with it. Friday, they are going to meet again with the professional dairy producers of Wisconsin and the Wisconsin Farm Bureau Federation and put together a plan of action for improvements on the Farm and Industry Short Course and keeping it in place. What else can I tell you today? I also wanted you to know that the Wisconsin State Fair has alerted me they've accepted 79 applications from farms and homesteads across the state for century recognition at the Wisconsin State Fair, and 39 farms and homesteads that will qualify for the 150 or sesquicentennial notes. That'll be coming up in August. Dairy markets today in Chicago. Our barrel cheese today went up a penny and a quarter at $2.38. 40-pound block cheese on Wednesday up a penny at $2.33. Double A butter stand still. $277.5. Already starting to think about the Wisconsin State Fair. It makes me sweat just thinking about it.
Well, just remember that from last January. So
yeah, I know it, for sure.
All right.
It doesn't take long for our memories to dull.
Exactly. All right, Pam, thank you.
See ya.
April is Stress Awareness Month, and a new study finds that virtual reality can help reduce stress. Michael George explains how it's helping healthcare workers.
Chris Miller is an ER nurse at Ohio Health Grant Medical Center. He says the pandemic created extremely tough obstacles, surge after surge.
It's just really difficult because historically you would come to work and you knew that you signed up for a stressful job, but you could kind of leave that at work. And now with the pandemic, it's everywhere.
To try to combat the stress, anxiety, depression, and burnout healthcare workers have been facing, researchers at Ohio University created and tested a tranquil virtual reality experience, immersing employees in nature. The 3-minute, 360-degree experience takes them into a lush green forest, birds chirping, leaves rustling in the wind.
It's a moment of respite in a very chaotic, overwhelming situation. It gives you an opportunity to get away, to escape into nature. And we know the health benefits of being in nature.
Dr. Elizabeth Beverly led the study.
This is a brief, accessible intervention. It's very low cost. It works for anyone who's on the unit, and we were able to reduce stress. We also found that this difference was a big difference.
The VR experience was very impactful for Chris.
You really get that opportunity to quiet your mind and you know, get your thoughts to really focus on something beautiful.
He says he also tries to manage his stress at home and be as present as he can with his family.
When I go home, I really try to leave work at work, even though it's difficult.
Getting his mind to focus on other things helps him cope. Michael George, CBS News.
And researchers are looking at possible long-lasting stress benefits to virtual reality and are introducing other scenes, including beaches and snowy landscapes. An alert day continues. Julian has your first warn forecast.
That's right. Though our alert day continues, we're entering into a dry slot here in southern Wisconsin as all the showers and storms that we were seeing earlier today have pushed their way across Lake Michigan, bringing in just dry conditions for us as of right now. However, areas into northern Illinois or even into Indiana are still dealing with some showers. The back end is what we're going to be keeping our eye on. As we're going to see that cold front start to sweep its way in, bringing in chances for a bit more rain, possibly even some storms. But as the colder air rolls in, could be even seeing some snowfall for us as well throughout the afternoon. However, our severe weather risk has decreased to a marginal risk for as of right now. So we're level 1 out of 5 for here in southern Wisconsin. So our severe storms are less likely as we kick in throughout the rest of today. But if we do see any, some of those storms could be strong or hit into the severe. But for the most part, we are still looking at our threats to be mainly high winds and hail. But for some areas, we still do have that small chance of seeing an isolated tornado, but it's still on the minimal side. This is what we're going to be keeping our eye on as we get into the rest of today. Just know that cold air is going to be sweeping in. Now that we hit that upper middle 60, we're going to be seeing colder temperatures throughout the rest of this afternoon, bringing in a bit more showers for us. But again, on the back end, as we get into around the 5 p.m. commute, could be seeing some of that rain transition itself into a mix or even some snowfall for us. But the storms that we will be seeing will be into the later part of this afternoon and will kick out after the 5 p.m. commute. We will start to see some lingering showers and storms mainly into the southeastern corridor of southern Wisconsin, and any other precipitation that will be left will be clearing out as we get into the rest of tonight. Just know Thursday morning it's going to be on the chilliest side. We're going to see those 30s back for us. Very, very windy conditions as well. We will start to see cloud cover roll in as we get into our Thursday evening, but temperatures are going to top out into the lower and middle 40s throughout much of southern Wisconsin, and it is going to be windy for us. In terms of seeing any more kind of precipitation, about a quarter, maybe even a half of an inch of rainfall for southern Wisconsin, stronger over towards the southeastern corridor for us throughout the next event or next round of rains that we're going to be seeing. But again, in terms of that wind, as Chris has said from the morning, tomorrow's going to be a bad day for trash day if you have it, because we're going to be looking at gusting winds from 40 to 50 miles per hour throughout the course of our Thursday afternoon going into our Thursday evening. Here's the bottom line. We're going to be looking at the decreased risk for severe weather going in. That's mainly going to be in the mainly eastern side of southern Wisconsin. And then remember to bring in those trash cans because we are going to be seeing those gusting winds throughout the course of tomorrow. And on top of it, we're going back to a chilly and quite a dry pattern as well. As temperatures are going to be sustained into the 40s, we only have a couple of shots of seeing some precipitation over the next few days, and it's mainly going to be overnight or the early morning hours. Our days are going to be pretty dry for us throughout the next few, especially as we head into our holiday weekend. Not a whole lot to write home about, but overnight from Easter Sunday going into Monday morning, could see some snow and rain waking up on our Monday morning, Mark.
Still the snow.
Yeah, I know. I'm sick of it. We're middle of April and we're still talking about the snow.
April Fools. It's like Groundhog Day around here.
Pretty much.
All right, Julian, thank you. There's more to come on News 3 Now at noon. Up next, Howard continues his countdown to Easter in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
If you haven't decided on your Easter side dishes yet, you're in luck, because we've got one that is stupendous.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
1-800-GOT-JUNK can bring the springtime anytime.
Oh, yes! We make junk disappear. All you have to do is point.
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK or visit 1-800-GOT-JUNK.com.
Do you suffer from chronic or severe back or neck pain? Did you know that there's now a treatment method available right here at Midwest Spine and Nerve Center that offers hope of avoiding spinal surgery for those suffering with bulging, herniated, or degenerative discs? Our therapies help reduce pain related to these conditions and have a high success rate in helping people just like you avoid back or neck surgery.
I've experienced low back pain for over 15 years. I had back surgery when I was 26 and had difficulties recovering. The doctors at Midwest Spine and Nerve Center have given me a new lease on life. I am now able to enjoy an active, pain-free lifestyle.
Call Midwest Spine and Nerve Center now to schedule a no-obligation consultation to see if our progressive pain-relieving therapies are right for you.
Andrew Larson here, owner of Larson Home Services. My team is fired up. We've discovered a new replacement gutter system that sets the standard for performance, durability, and beauty. It's called Gutter Shutter, and it's guaranteed to never clog, sag, or pull away. It's 100% made in the USA. We'll show you why Gutter Shutter means you can stay off the ladder forever. Right now, get 75% off installation labor, free financing for 24 months, and a $100 Visa gift card with your new Gutter Shutter system. Call now to set up your free estimate.
If a physical or emotional condition keeps you from working, Social Security should pay disability benefits. Often it doesn't, and deserving people are denied. I'm attorney Don Becker. Don't give up. In Wisconsin, we've turned thousands of disability denials into approvals. Disability law is all we do.
Call the Becker Law Office, 608-640-3868.
1-800-GOT-JUNK can bring the springtime anytime.
Oh, yes! We make junk disappear. All you have to do is point.
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK or visit 1-800-GOT-JUNK.com.
Our goal here in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen this week is to make sure that you have lots of quick and easy recipes that'll make your Easter dinner the talk of the town. And since no holiday menu would be complete without a really good creamy potato side dish, we figured we'd share one that always gets rave reviews. When making this in the past, I used to start off by peeling and shredding the potatoes, but rather than doing that, today we're using a bag of frozen hash brown potatoes that we've thawed. To that, we add a package of peas, some ham that we've chunked up, cream of celery soup, a good amount of milk, a bit of onion powder, and some ground black pepper. After this is mixed really well, we pour it into a casserole dish and generously top it with crushed butter crackers. You could bake this right away or assemble it ahead of time and bake it off right before dinner or brunch. Either way, you're gonna love how creamy and satisfying it is. To get the recipe for our ham and scallop potato casserole, simply visit our website. I'm Howard in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found an easy Easter way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
And Easter's about as late as it can be this year, and it's still
like winter.
Snow.
I know, it's still like winter for us. But here's the bottom line for our forecast as we're now into the middle part of this week, folks. Just know that we are looking at a decreased severe weather risk for today. Anything that we're going to be seeing in terms of strong storms or even severe storms will mainly be east of Madison. But make sure that you bring in those trash cans because we're going to be looking at winds from 40 to 50 miles gusting throughout the course of tomorrow. Then chilly and dry days are ahead, and that includes our holiday weekend as well. Few opportunities for some precipitation, but it's mainly going to be overnight into our early morning mark.
All right. Hang on your hats. That's our time for now. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you back here at 4. In the meantime, have a great afternoon.